Y'all probably remember September 29th. That's what Vonnie calls it was a dark and stormy night. That was the day we got a lot of rain, about 25 miles north of here. We got over 4 inches. Vonnie was out water testing her camera, taking pictures of the lake and the waterfall and the flood and the arroyo. And we had 2 power failures. They came out and fixed the first one, then it went out again. They came out and put in a new transformer. But while the power was out, noticed a drip from the bedroom ceiling. You know, you can always find where the water comes out, and you can never find where it goes in. And I put a bucket under that drip in the ceiling, and got to be time to go to bed, and we went in the bedroom. About 5 minutes of that drip. So that's enough of that, and we went and pulled the hide-a-bed out in the living room and had just gone to sleep when we heard this loud metallic bang. Sounded like a metal storm door had slammed, but they were both shut. So I got out my power was still out, so I got out my feeble little pen light flashlight and checked around and couldn't find anything. Go back to bed. About 5 minutes later, I hear this howling, yowling, banging, crashing, and part of the sheet metal damper in the fireplace came down, and out of the fireplace came something across the living room and disappeared into our front office. Vonnie said, "What was that?" She's standing on the bed screaming. And I said, "I think it was a cat." And she said, "Maybe it was a jacaranda." I said, "I think it was a cat." She said, "It's a chupacabra." And I said, "No, it was a cat or a skunk." And she says, "What are we going to do now?" And we talked about it, and she came up with a plan. She said, "You go in there and find out what it is. We'll open the front door and the back door. And if it comes toward me, I'll stand on the bed and scream." So, very bravely, with my little pen light, flashlight, and my walking stick, I go in there, and up between the Venetian blind and the screen is a little cat that really wants to get out. And I kind of got it down out of the window, and it shot out the door toward Vonnie, and according to the plan, she stood on the bed and screamed, and the cat disappeared out the back door, and as best I could tell, dove under our shade prickly pear. We got a prickly pear, it's about yay tall and yay big around, and the cat disappeared. Now, we didn't see that cat again. And it, you know, you don't blame it for not coming back. 2 months to the day later, we're sitting on the back porch. She's got a glass of wine, I've got a glass of scotch. We're looking at the sunset, and here she comes right across the backyard, right past us, and disappears back under the prickly pear. Well, we didn't have any cat food, but Cowboy Chris has got dogs, so I had some dog biscuits. So I crumbled up a dog biscuit, put it out. Next morning, it was gone. Didn't see it again till the following evening, and there's the cat back for more dog biscuits, I guess. So Vonnie just sat down on the concrete on the porch, and the cat kind of, sort of warily came up to her. Once I saw that, I thought, okay, and I'll tiptoe out there, and I sit down. I was probably 5 or 6 feet away from Vonnie. Cat looks at me and comes over and gets in my lap. And that's how we got a cat. We named it Stormy. And then our grandson said, "Well, you know it came down the chimney. You ought to name it Santa Claus." And I said, "Well, I'll tell you what, no, we'll compromise. We're going to name it Stormy Claus, but we're going to spell Claus C-L-A-W-S.
Hey, Paul!